morning, everyone. Hello. All right. Thank you, everyone. Let's talk. This story where I want to talk. This one passed me. This one passed me, my dear. So let's talk about this HMoney, or is it HMoney? I call him Hush. I don't know what his name is. As Olusegun Akora, yeah. Kiriki fraud. You know, when I was reading the news, I don't know if you guys have heard about the story, so I'll give you just the background, okay? Is this Yahoo guy? He used to base in Malaysia, and he is, he's a fraudster. Well, he helps people, and he did something in Malaysia, and he was, he was wanted. He got into Nigeria, and he was arrested by EFCC, and he was sent to prison, Nigerian prison, okay, Kiriki, maximum prison, where me and you think that, once you get in there, that is your own don't worse. Do you understand? You don't have, you can't come out, you can't do anything, you are confined. So, when somebody hear about Kiriki, hey, all the hardened criminals, and this guy was given 24 years imprisonment, like 24 years imprisonment, like there. The inside Kiriki, inside prison, he did a 1 million heist, like he did a 1 million fraud inside Kiriki. I don't, when I heard, I was like, what, all sector, I keep saying it, all sector of our country is corrupt. Every sector, the politician, the police, the military, the custom, the Kiriki the security, every aspect is corrupt. Please, how can somebody inside prison, you are supposed to be confined, 24 years of imprisonment, you did something, and you could pull out such a heist inside prison? How did he do it? That's where the story started being so sweet. The guy confined with the, he conspired with the Kiriki officers, and they gave him fake hospital, visitation, and from there, when he got to the hospital, he left the hospital, he went home, he even went for party. Jesus Christ. They said the man was lodged in a hotel. He was lodging himself in a hotel. He was going for Owambe. That is a prisoner. Somebody is supposed to be in Kiriki. Somebody is supposed to have spent 24 years of his life. Yeah, he was leaving prison to go for Owambe party, and people were seeing him. And the security knew that he was out. That I put the picture. I didn't want to put the picture of the custom officer that was alleged to have done that, because really I don't know how he got himself involved in this sort of a thing, but his name is all over, his picture is all over, and even a doctor that faked his hospital appointment, because he wasn't sick. He lied that he was sick. He went to the hospital, and when he got to the hospital, he went for his Owambe, he went for his deals, he went to the hotel to lodge to do whatever he was doing, and did a 1 million fraud. Why is this? Why are we surprised? When Nigerians are reacting to it, I'm like, I don't get why we're surprised. Really trained. All of them are looking for money. All of them are hungry. All of them, we all know, they are just the same as our politician. I'm not saying, well, okay, I shouldn't say all of them. Maybe there are 1 or 2 people who are good, okay? But when out of 199 are bad, well, you could be pardoned when you say all of them. But majority of them are not doing the right thing. Majority of them. Now, you now want to go and put someone who has, you have people that, supposed to be watching over our prison to know that they are doing the right thing. Are they checked? Do they have spot check? Do they have people monitoring what they are doing in the prison? Do they have accountability? You cannot not have such person, such, important person. Well, I call him important because he's a fraudster. He's a well-known fraudster, and his audience is not the the more yahoo people. This man, when he does his own, he hits money. This man has, I don't know what he has done to his mouth or what he's doing. This man hits his money, billions, okay? So when you have such people, you need to make sure that he reports somewhere every morning. He's being monitored, not just by one person, by almost all the security and personnel available. Now, unless we're saying that he bribed all of them, both the warden, both the police, everybody, because they're just only calling the doctor and the prison warden. What about the other people that are aware? He was taken to the hospital in a car. I'm supposed to believe that he went there because he should be handcuffed. He's 24 years imprisonment, so he's a high-risk person. So, and he went there. So how did he leave the hospital? How did he manage to leave the hospital without people knowing? Not only that, why didn't the hospital raise an alarm? Why did they not hand him over? Did he jump? This story is, it gets as it be. I'm trying to get my head around it. I know we are backward in Nigeria. I get it. I know that we are not that technology savvy, and I'm savvy, and I know that we're not, we don't have a lot of things. But there are basic things that I don't get. You left the prison in prison custody. You went to the hospital discharged you. Who did they discharge you to? If it's to the prison, back to the prison, what happened when he was being transported back to the prison? Did he bribe them? Who were the personnel there? Okay, he went to a party, a Wambe party. Did the prison officials know here that he was in a party? They actually said that he lodged in a hotel so many times, not once. Who was letting him go? Was he putting a dummy in his prison cell? Or does he have another person that looks like him that was in the prison cell? I mean, why do I do this? I want us to ask ourselves a question. Who are they deceiving? Who are they helping? Who are they making to be fooled? This man has, he's working for people. This man has backers, okay? This man has the security people in his pocket. So why even allow him before? Why take him to the EFCC before? Because we know that this man, he can bribe his way from what he has shown us. So was it just for us to just see that they can arrest people and then they make him a lord in prison? He can go anytime he wants to go. He can go home anytime. And this is just the only one that we have heard. What about the others? Because this is the one that people got to know. Maybe they saw him in an Owambe and they start talking. And to cover themselves, they know how to bring this out. To be frank, because the first day they saw him in the Owambe, the newspaper carried it and they started talking about the fact that this guy's supposed to be in prison. Why is he in a party? Who's been locked up like him? Who me and you know, yeah? They are being let go. They go home, they travel, they are even doing businesses, even though they're supposed to be in prison. It has always been like that now. Prison people I know people that used to be in prison then you will see them going out to buy. They'll say that it's prison release, that's what they call it. But for a man who's supposed to be 24 years in prison, until you go for your parole, you're not supposed to even be let out. But this story, I don't know why people are, because people are reacting, talking about it, and saying, how did it happen? What it is the Nigerian society that we have always. There is nothing about this story that is new. There is nothing about it. There is nothing. It has always been our society, a place where people in authority are not checked, a place where things can happen, anything can happen. And to be frank, that guy is not going to stay there for 24 years. He's going to come out anyway. Where a murderer, someone that we know is a killer, is now, saying that he didn't do it. Evans has been in prison for so long. This guy, he's still chubby. He's still the same way he is. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not even stressed. When you see him in pictures, when he goes to court, he is looking so good. Prison life is good. So he's actually in his home, going home. This one just brought out what is happening in our prison. We don't even have prison reforms. I don't even know if they are trained. So it's not really a story for me. It's just one of those things that I read and was like, oh my God, Nigeria. This is how we disgrace ourselves. This is how we open up our nyash every day. Every day, every week, something must happen in Nigeria that the whole world will see. And they will say, what is going on? And then they still tell us that our president is working. The guy is not working shit. It's not working jack, okay? He's just picking the people that he's gonna, he's gonna just display that he's working, he's doing something. But we know what is going on. See now, Olusegun, if this had happened during Jonathan time, by now, the whole world would have heard. If everybody it would be as if the guy is even Jonathan's brother. That he and Jonathan, they are doing the job. Things happen and we talk about it, and the same thing we know is a routine. It's going to happen again. What measure is put in place? What are the things that are going to be put in place to stop this from happening again? Nothing has been said. It's just in the newspaper. The government have not come to address it. They've not come to tell us what's going to happen. And you know what? That's what the guy is singing. And the police officer have been arrested. Yeah. So what will happen to the police officer? He will deny it, or he will say something happened, and that's it. That's our country. When they call us zoo, we say we're not zoo. What a better word should they use for us? Zoo plus. Anyway, yes, I can. I've got a space. Anyway, I saw this news and I wanted to talk about it because for all I care, this has been happening for a long time. It's just that this is the first time we're knowing about it, and Nigerians are talking about it. What do you guys think? And what should be in place in our prison? Why should this kind of a thing? How can this stuff not happen again? Because I just feel like it's norm. It has always been. I've always seen prisoners coming out, visiting people when I was back home, and it was a norm. Once you pay the water, they will let you go for the weekend. It has always been there. It has always been happening. So I don't know why this has brought an uproar. It has always been there. Just because the man is now a 419 person and he did what's it called, a fraud when he came out. That's why we're talking about it. But it has always been there. Like, it has nothing new. There's nothing new about this story. The only thing new is the person that did it. That is all. All right, thank you so much. Just want to talk about this story that is on now. It's going viral. And if you haven't read about it, please read up about it. The guy's name is HMoney, and his Yoruba name is Olusegun Akora. Yeah, I know. They won't talk about it. If he's an Igbo man now, they'll start talking. Me, I'll bring my ethnicity into the whole thing at the end. Yeah, so this one is going viral. It's round. But the newspapers, they will hide it. They will only talk about it once and they will close it. All right, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. I know people are gonna attack me for talking about Igbo and Yoruba, but hey, I'm an Igbo person. I always have to bring up our cause. Yeah, take care. Bye bye.